in Nakuru town should be sent back to their native land in the West. Another one talked of kill someone who takes you to the Hague.
Different script.
No, that is page 6.
You skipped.
I skipped one.
Why?
Because it is explaining the first. Allow me to repeat.
Yeah.
The political leader on alleged warnings of political leaders will be assassinated for leading protests.
Okay.
Another political leader says or suggests killing the opposition leader.
Yeah.
Another one, and these are musicians and artists with lyrics called "Kill Someone Who Takes You to the Hague," referring to the ICC trial. An ordinary citizen, and in this case a blogger, statements alleging that a particular tribe should be deported from Kenya. Coded language, and I will not be able to pronounce the word well, but it means brown teeth, a derogatory term implying poor hygiene and primitiveness. Another coded language is implying uproot the weed, implying strangers who are a threat and should be eliminated. Another one of an uncircumcised boys, a demeaning word used to humiliate men and the entire communities. Another political rhetoric of hustlers versus narratives, or versus dynasties. This was condemned by NCIC for having a potential to spark class wars and mirroring the rhetoric that precedented the Rwanda genocide.
Thank you. So you want to proceed or?
Honorable Chair, it would have helped for us to know which year these things were said.
Madam Honorable Senator, if you allow us, we can give you the exact dates by going back to our.
I say so because there is a lot that is awash currently.
Yes.
I would have liked to see what is happening now and whether anybody has picked it out. Because if you pick the ones that happened, and that those concerned are sleeping on the job.
Okay, you can.
Thank you very much.
Send that one to us.
That will be done.
The next how many days?
Now, the next part is statutory and institutional deficiencies, and these are gaps in the legal framework.
So we can get that on Thursday?
We can do that on Thursday, yes.
Proceed.
So the next part I would like you to look at is part B, where we are looking at the statutory and institutional deficiencies. And these are gaps in the legal framework. Number one, which is paragraph 10, we're looking at the National Cohesion and Integration Act, which mandates the NCIC with broad functions to promote cohesion and specifically criminalizing the offenses of hate speech, racial and ethnic contempt under Section 13 and Section 62, punishable by fines of 1 million or 5 years in prison. However, the efficacy of NCIC and the Act itself is structurally limited by ambiguity and a narrow scope. The Commission notes that the law does not send a strong message due to the absence of clear legal precedents, leading to a lack of clarity on the factors considered before charges are laid. Critically, the definition of prohibited speech is focused narrowly on ethnic and race, failing to adequately include other grounds of discrimination such as gender, marital status, health status, disability, religion, age, or economic status, which also feature prominently in electoral violence. The strategic exploitation of legal
Chair,
loopholes.
can I say something?
Yes, please.
When was the NCIC Act passed?
Maybe we can.
The NCIC, can you tell us when the Act was passed?
When I see you.
208, of course.
208. Now, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, can you show us an advisory that you have provided to Parliament on what you're saying?
That's a very good question.
The legal ambiguities.
So that
A law was passed in 2008. Now we are calling you in 2025. You are telling us there is an ambiguity here that makes it difficult to implement. Do we have an advisory from Kenya National Commission on Human Rights sent to Parliament about the need to review the NCAC Act that was passed in 2008 to make it as effective as you're saying? Because your language is as ambiguous as what you're trying to say.
One director, can you answer that question, or you want the chair to? You can answer.
I can answer.
Okay, proceed.
We will say that we have not given any response or advisory on the same. But we will request if you can request the commission so that we do it. We can do it if you allow.
We need to request you. You have a mandate on advisory.
We do have a mandate on advisory.
When did you discover that this anomaly is there?
We discovered when we were reviewing.
You were on the board at the time?
At the time, yes. Thank you. So let me.
So not just thank you.
Yes.
So that's your question.
Yes.
So you answer that question. She asked you, you are there. So what did you do? You've been there.
Request not to answer the question for now, so that I can seek further clarification from my superiors.
Madam Mama.
He has answered very effectively.
Thank you. So we'll be expecting that answer from you.
Yes.
On Thursday. Is that okay?
Very well, sir.
Kindly proceed.
Now, allow me to proceed to.
The way we are your friends. So
yes,
we are not asking you to come before this committee to harass you. Our job is mainly cohesion.
Yes.
We are not a security committee. We are a cohesion committee. Indeed. So we want to work together and solve the issues which are affecting this country.
Indeed.
So kindly proceed.
Thank you. Now, allow me to go to strategic exploitation of the legal loopholes by political elites. The Commission is of the view that the most significant deficiency in the statute's susceptibility to strategic manipulation, politicians and public figures consciously avoid utterances that meet the precise criminal threshold under the Act of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. Instead of utilizing coded language, foul language consistently insults or rhetoric that amounts to incitement to violence, which falls under the Penal Code. This tactical utilization of the ambiguous language creates a legal shield. By relying on a veiled term or terms or insults not explicitly covered by the NCIA, politicians and political figures promote ethnic hatred while claiming the protection of free speech. This calculated circumvention defeats the core purpose of the National Cohesion and Integration Act as a deterrent mechanism, effectively rendering the statute powerless against the primary organizers of ethnic mobilization. The NCIC has since proposed amendments to the Act to specifically address this gap, advocating for the inclusion of coded language, subtle acts, or gestures intended to incite ethnic hatred. Allow me to address the computer misuse and cybercrimes, and as you are aware, it's a new legislation where, as a commission, we have looked at Section 22 of the original Act of 2018 already provides for a limitation on expression. The law criminalizes intentional publication of false, misleading, or fictitious data that incites violence, constitutes hate speech, or advocates hatred based on discrimination. However, some of the sections has introduced provisions that seem to have criminal sanctions against legitimate online expression. The Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2025, enacted in October 2025, risks criminalizing legitimate online speech due to its overbroad provisions. As we are aware,
1 minute. Let me refer you to paragraph 12.
Yes.
You said NCIC proposed amendment.
Yes.
Let me ask CEO, are you aware of the proposal?
Yes, on our chair, we have made those recommendations, and I'm aware.
Proceed.
Now,
So you're talking on paragraph
About the
15, you're
computer
talking about the amended
Yes,
cybercrime
yes,
Amendment Act 2025,
yes.
which was enacted in 2025.
So,
And you're confirming that this is a major risk to, you're talking about overbroad provisions.
mhm.
You meant what?
Meant to say that in as much as we are looking at hate speech, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act may have attempted to cure. However, we wanted to go on record as having concerns with the way it is texted under the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act of 2025.
Do you have a specific paragraph or the amendments that you want to have issue with?
We can share with the Parliament a special brief on the computer misuse, but we are also aware that it's in court
Yes.
and the matter is.
Yeah, you can share with the committee, right?
Share with the committee.
Yes. You can send it to us.
Yes.
Thank you. Proceed.
Yeah. Just wanted to indicate similarly as you're asking, you actually have, you are an independent institution.
Yes.
We would have liked to see, even before that bill became law, a clear, one of the roles that Kenya National Commission on Human Rights would do is pick out what you think is offensive law to indicate clearly how it is offensive. Here are the loopholes. We think we can actually deal with computer misuse in the following language. Did you do that? Did you provide alternative language that will be used?
We did an advisory.
Yes. And did that advisory provide there is one thing, just using, if we are paying you to make the same statement that is politically correct being made by any other person,
yeah,
then we might as well have Kenya Human Rights Commission say that statement. You are actually being paid by the taxpayer. It would help for you to say, if your intention is to deal with misuse, misinformation, disinformation, we believe the following language is better than what you have now. Constructive provision
of advisories.
that is better than whoever is commenting on Citizen in the morning. That is the difference between you and them. You are paid, you have time, you have experts, you can sit and say, yes, this is not good as is. And we have gone through, we are proposing before you pass that law, use this language, because this language will preserve expression, freedom of expression, as it will deal with misinformation, disinformation, and violence on the social media. Have you ever done that?
We did that, and with the
Thank you.
Yeah,
You've done that.
we did that during the substantive debate of the bill, and we provided to the relevant committee.
And you can also provide us.
Provide that.
Thank you. Please note it down.
Yes.
Kindly proceed.
Yes.
Oh, you're almost finishing. Proceed.
On judicial review, we have noted that courts demonstrate a dual reality: successful convictions and substantive ruling against ordinary citizens, and persistent failure to upholding high-profile political accountability or politicians accountable, often due to political or procedural reasons. The judiciary's engagement, however, has produced several substantive rulings illustrating the application of the law, often if resulting in non-conviction for the political elite. The cases that we want to illustrate: one is the Alan Wadi case. It was an ordinary citizen, a conviction and a sentence, sentenced to 2 years in jail for hate speech on Facebook alleging a tribe should be deported. It set a precedent for prosecuting ordinary citizens for digital hate speech. We have a case of Fidelis Motivita, Hassan Abdi Nur, Ichiro Dua, who are ordinary citizens. They were all convicted, and all the three was convicted of the hate speech and ethnic contempt by a magistrate's court. We have Republic of Kenya versus Ferdinand Waititu and another. He's a political leader.
Just a moment. Were they jailed? It would help to be able to say convicted then, jailed, fined.
Yeah, I'll get the exact and review the advisory accordingly.
That is something very simple, Bwana Director.
Very simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you are telling us you don't know.
The one for conviction, yes, they were jailed for 2 years, but I didn't indicate here. So I'll indicate and share the document. 2 years, yeah, 2 years in prison. For the case of Honorable Ferdinand Waititu, substantive legal finding, the court recognized that the hate speech is direct threat to social, but he was acquitted on procedural grounds. 3 Kikuyu musicians of 2012, these were artists, and the substantive charge was charged for lyrics allegedly inciting violence against Luo ethnic community with calls to kill. This challenged the boundary between artistic freedom and criminal incitement. Also, I would like to check there and, of course, update the bit and share.
On inconsistencies, and you've actually made a point that the judiciary has been lenient on politicians and political elite, while
I wanted him to
while-
finish, madam.
while
Let him finish. Let
yeah.
him finish. Then you, that is a very important question. Let just finish, please. Proceed to Johnston Mudama.
Johnson Mudama versus Inspector General of Police. This was a procedural failure, charges dismissed by the Chief Magistrate's Court, ruling the case was on abuse of the court process due to issues timing relative to accused, demonstrated judicial tendency to prioritize procedural strictures over substantive justice. And then Moses Kuria, Johanna Ngeno, and Oscar Sudi, substantive referral, charged with serious counts of hate speech and incitement for making public insults and advocating hatred against the president, his family, and leading to temporary detention. It illustrates NCIC's consistent efforts to refer high-profile cases. Then Abraham Marage.
The conclusion on that one? You've not indicated, right?
Yeah, we have not indicated.
So, what do you want us to?
And temporary detention is not sanction after conviction?
Sure. Okay, let's go to Abraham Marage.
Abraham Marage versus Katiba Institute versus and Meta. This is a social media platform. This was a landmark judicial ruling. The Constitutional and Human Rights Court in Kenya affirmed its jurisdiction over US-based Meta regarding harmful and unconstitutional content, which includes hate speech and incitement on its platform, establishing a positive duty on corporations to moderate content that violate the Constitution of Kenya.
Madam Muma, now you can ask that question, because I've seen the people who are convicted are just normal riots, not politicians. So you can ask that question now.
Actually, the Kenya National Commission makes a good point in terms of the seeming bias within the judiciary on dealing with matters of hate speech. What you have not told us is how you or NCIC is actually trying to address that. One, where a politician has been acquitted and there was evidence that they actually engaged in hate speech, what did NCIC do? Have we ever followed up, for instance, to prevent anybody from holding public office because that does not require a conviction, does it?
Does it?
So if they have found me guilty for making certain utterances and then warned me, they still found me guilty, isn't it? Have you ever followed up? I would want to hear the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights advisory through the judiciary on the inconsistencies on this particular issue and your assertion that the courts are actually politicizing the addressing of dealing with hate speech and negative ethnicity. Have we ever had such an advisory from NCIC? I guess NCIC will tell us what they have done For us to take this thing seriously, it can't be we will have this court say this court, and then we are all watching. If Catherine calls another tribe, she can be excused because she's a senator. But the ordinary person says he's on the street, the man to jail. Or whoever it is. Are you guiding us? Are you helping us? Why do we have the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights? You don't even need to say it is a matter of the jurisdiction of NCIC. You would be the ones writing an advisory both to the head of the judiciary, even to Parliament, to say there is an inconsistency in the law.
Thank you very much, Madam Muma. I want NCIC CEO, if you want to delegate a question to the lawyer you have here about, I'll give you 1 minute if you can delegate that question.
Okay, Chair. I think I have my director investigations, but also I have okay,
You have your legal person here, I think.
Charo. I have Charo.
Okay.
No.
Charles, right?
It's Chalo Mwingi.
Charlo, okay, proceed.
Yes, I thank you, Chair. In terms of what the Commission has done in terms of hate speech, we have a substantive submission. But in terms of the advisory to the judiciary regarding the bias, we have had engagements through our chair and the Chief Justice in trying to address that. And towards the 2022 general elections, the way the judiciary dealt with this is by appointing special courts to hear hate speech cases in Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret, and Kisumu, so that we can try and have consistencies. And from then we saw some improvement. Most of the cases cited are the pre-2020. But the cases submitted after that, there was some improvement. I submit, Chair.
Fine.
Can I ask?
Yes, please.
When you say there was engagement between the chair and the Chief Justice, where is the evidence of that engagement?
We can provide copies
They
of
met
letters.
and had a cup of tea, or here is the advisory that the chair took to the Chief Justice,
Yes.
and this is the key output out of that meeting that then was used as follows.
I know some of the engagements were informal, but we can provide some letters where we had written to the CJ raising our concerns, but not in the form of an advice.
Have the copies for Thursday?
Yes, fine. Provide.
And also, Chair, I wanted the documents before us are not complete. Some paragraphs are not complete. If you can also provide before Thursday. We want to conclude this matter. Can you proceed to paragraph 17?
Paragraph 17, the application of substantive justice is persistently undermined by the deployment of nolle prosequi by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution in high-profile political hate speech cases. Despite the constitutional requirement for the DPP to seek such court admission, the systematic use of this power is politically sensitive. In political sensitive matters, mean serious offenders are discharged, often enabling them to repeat their offenses. This reinforces the perception of the dual standard of justice, where the powerful are functionally protected from the law. And we have the
that paragraph, Madam. You see, they are blaming the DPP, and if you can remember, EACC before committee of CIPAC about 2 weeks ago, and the EACC CEO blamed the DPP for not prosecuting criminals who have stolen money from the people of Kenya. So that is now another trend here. We are seeing that the blame goes to DPP. So we need to have him before this committee as soon as possible.
Chair, sorry.
Yes,
I have a question on that rider.
Okay.
If the agency has got some kind of tool or prosecutorial discretion tool as a framework that can guard against this,
Then I'll tell you myself, they don't.
Okay.
And that is what they've been seeking for many years now. Senator Moma?
I was just going to ask, yes, that's another issue. So the DPP is abusing the powers of the Nole Prosecute. Do we have an advisory from Kenya National Commission on Human Rights? Because that undermines human rights. So it is a matter that the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights by now should have written to the DPP, citing a case. In this particular case, the evidence was clear, and we believe you abused this. And in such an abuse, you are conniving in perpetuating human rights violations. Has Kenya National Commission on Human Rights revisited the power of the Nole Prosecute to limit that power for purposes of ensuring that it is not used for purposes of perpetuating the violation of human rights?
Thank you.
We have such a thing.
You're dealing with a lawyer here, Bono Director. You can answer that question.
We are yet to write an advisory to him, but as you are aware, honorable member, senator, is that we have NCA, with the National Council on Administrative Justice, where we meet as a team of administrative
The
justice
answer is very
actors.
simple: yes or no.
The answer you have not, and
We have not.
you are therefore also complicit in perpetuating that situation.
Okay, let's proceed to the next paragraph. Please.
Now, on
let me be
evidentiary
very
and
brief.
on
Go to the point. Don't read one by one.
we are also raising the issue of the prosecution of modern digital hate speech, which encounters formidable obstacles within the Evidence Act. And we have cited Section 106B and Section 78A. Section 106B is a section which imposes stringent conditions mandating the electronic records to be accompanied by a technical certificate detailing the manner of production and signed by a person responsible for the device's operation. On the other hand, Section 78A, the provision introduces a letter statutes that states that electronic messages and digital material shall be admissible as evidence. Now, we have been seeing some of the X or online information, and sometimes it's difficult to make out who it is. And that's the reason why we are happy that we will be maybe seeking the Communication Authority of Kenya to assist us in this. And it's a new area that we're also learning as a human rights institution. And we want to, please don't hit us hard on that, because we are not very techno-savvy in terms of high-level investigations on technology, and Communication Authority of Kenya is working with us on that.
Now, the Secretariat, you've noted that one down.
Yes.
Kindly proceed.
Then witness protection. In high-stakes political cases, courts have recognized the serious danger of witness intimidation. This security risk actively discourages victims and witnesses from participating, forcing prosecutors to rely heavily on technically challenging digital evidence. Furthermore, the defense often attempts to dismiss allegations as based on imagination or hearsay, which further cripples the ability of NCIC and the ODPP to build a case beyond reasonable doubt. Our recommendations are that, based on the analysis of legislative institutional...
Before you go to recommendation, yes. Madam Muma, what are you going to say about these recommendations? Does he need to go through?
As we have gone first on the evidentiary and procedural barriers to accountability, I think you are right that all of us are playing catch up, including Parliament, when it comes to policy and legislative frameworks to deal with offenses perpetuated through internet and social media. And in my view, it is an urgent issue and your commission needs to invest quickly because we all don't have that expertise. But properly speaking, you should be leading the human rights, the protection around human rights. So you should anticipate what is happening and actually get the relevant capacity in order to guide. The debate we have, for instance, on the computer misuse law is from very minimal understanding. It is more political than it is technical. The truth is we need to stop violence through social media.
Madam Mom,
The truth is
1 minute. I want to. Do we have somebody from ODPP here? I'm being told that he has left. Okay, proceed. Thank you.
So we need to balance. Who will help us to hit that balance so that we don't violate the right? The best person in that position is Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Catherine Muma moving might be said, Catherine Muma is moving for ODM. Senator Chute moving might be said for a particular, you're trying to protect the political class. You have the mandate to be able to help us reach that balance so that the law is made for everyone. So that the president, Catherine, whoever is not above that law, as the ordinary citizen is also not above that law, so that we are able to behave in a manner that actually respects rights of others, regardless of their status society. You are the institution with the other Article 59 institutions who should be putting us in check and helping us to actually embed that kind of policy. So even as we are playing catch up, I would say you should be first in line in trying to help us to achieve that goal, precisely because social media now have social mediums are the tools for campaign, for political campaign. So they will clearly be the tools that will be used to insult opponents and things like that.
Kindly please take us through the recommendations, not word by word, but simplify it. Because I've seen you're talking about the issue of section 106 to be amended. So take us through. I want to ask you questions based on what you're going to say.
We have these recommendations, and as you have said, we have the legal and legislative reforms. We have proposed amendment of Section 106 of the Evidence Act to resolve the contradiction with Section 78A, which brings in the digital evidence aspect. And then we also have recommended NCIC should be amended to explicitly address coded language and expand its scope beyond ethnicity and race.
Those amendments you require, you can submit to this committee.
Yes.
We can process it. So
yes.
So NCIC, you are also having some amendments, right? So kindly proceed.
Chair, I'm suggesting actually what they're saying, they're suggesting what should be done. Can we have the wording?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can we have the actual wording rather than just proposals,
Yes.
so that they don't say the politicians are making law to suit themselves?
Yes, you can liaise with our legal officer who is here. You can take his telephone number and discuss and arrange how to do the wordings together. You can sit and have that conversation. Let's proceed. 3. Roman 3.
Parliament and relevant ministries should review and amend the problematic overboard provisions of Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act, so which we have also agreed that we will provide our view, the committee. The NCIA and the Penal Code should be harmonized to clearly define the jurisdictional thresholds on penalties for incitement, eliminating the ambiguity of political actors exploit to escape liability. On administrative and institutional reforms, we have a suggestion that NCIC should be fully resourced, staffed with, this point. We are aware that the commissioners are finishing their term, so we call upon the authorities to appoint commissioners on time to avoid operational paralysis, and provided with advanced technical capabilities, which includes digital forensics and AI monitoring, because we live in a digital world. 2, on administrative and institutional reforms, we are suggesting that NCIC should also track cases referred to ODPP engaging transparently with the judiciary and the ODPP to understand patterns of dismissal and convictions, thereby adapting its investigative threshold to maximize successful prosecutions. 3, the judiciary should have specialized training for magistrates and judges in handling digital evidence cases and political hate speech, incorporating an understanding of the socio-historical context of ethnic mobilization and the inherent risks of impunity. And then 4, the ODPP should also develop clear prosecutorial guidelines for coded language. The policy and political commitments, the Commission, we are recommending that ODPP adopts and adhere to a strict policy ensuring the power of nolle prosequi is exercised with utmost transparency and scrutiny in cases involving severe human rights violations linked to electoral violence, particularly against high-profile politicians, to counteract political instrumentalization. Then 2, all state agencies must formally pursue and support the precedent set by the landmark ruling affirming Kenya's jurisdiction over social media corporations like Meta. A national policy framework should be established to impose a positive duty on these platforms to moderate and remove harmful and unconstitutional content and incitement is actively amplified by their algorithms. All these organs must ensure hate speech laws are applied strictly, equally, and without political mediation to all individuals, irrespective of their political office or affiliation. We also have social and societal reforms. Legislative and enforcement remedies are insufficient without addressing the deep-seated structural issues. The state must prioritize non-discrimination and equality policies to concurrently address the socioeconomic and political root causes of ethnic conflict, including land inequality, historical injustices, and impunity for past corruption. 2, substantial resources should be allocated to implement a robust and secure witness protection program to mitigate the documented danger of intimidation in high-stakes political cases. 3, reconciliation efforts must be founded upon the twin pillars of truth and justice. This requires transparent counting for past violence and consistent prosecution of inciters to build a sustainable foundation for national cohesion and civic trust. 4, the Commission further reiterates that it is a collective responsibility for public officials, religious, community leaders, the media, and individuals to nurture social cohesive consciousness, tolerance, mutual respect, and an ethnic dialogue to prevent incitement to violence and hatred through inflammatory remarks. I'd like to stop at that and request my chairperson to conclude.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chairperson, please.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I think in conclusion, what we are saying is that there's a lot of lessons that we can learn globally on the standards to be applied on issues hate speech. And here we are thinking of the Rabat Plan of Action, provides a very comprehensive standards that we can look at to address issues of hate speech, because it looks at issues of social and political context, status of the speaker, intent to incite the audience against a target group, content and form of the speech, and extent of its dissemination and likelihood of harm. So if we could adopt and apply this plan of action on behalf of the Commission, we feel that it will provide a valuable opportunity for reflection of the country, even as we navigate the legislative and operational predicaments of issues hate speech.
Thank you. So, Muma, you have any question for the chairman?
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Kenya National Commission, for your submissions. I would want, Chair, to bring a recommendation that should be based with themselves. The Article 59 of the Constitution is
Please note it down.
establishes the National Equality and Human Rights Commission, and it contemplated either one commission or more. We ended up with 4 institutions, actually. One set up as 3 set up as constitutional commissions, and 1 is the NCIC because of the earlier plans of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. I have not seen, if you look at the laws that establish these commissions, that law contemplates that they will work together because they were intended to be, first they were contemplated as possibly being under one roof, but they were put in different roofs. That's the National Gender, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, the Commission on Administrative Justice, and now the NCIC. Now, they all each have been operating in a manner that is competing rather than complementing each other. Always going on about resource when they have enough human resource that I have asked just simple advisories. Do you need to be paid money to write an advisory? You don't, because you have staff and very competent staff that could actually write these advisories. How about plan to have regular meetings around this particular issue? How about work together to objectively look at a law on hate speech in order to bring it? I don't think we should even be worrying about a treaty when we have a very robust constitution. We should be worrying about how are we implementing this? How are we dealing with this issue of coded? Don't tell us coded language. You are put there to actually tell us that. So the collective, the 4 of you institutions should be the one even holding press conferences to tell us, to put a politician on notice that we are going to publicly shame those of you who use hate speech. You go on social media, you need to train and hire social media people who can flag out the use of hate speech on social media. The cases you're quoting here clearly show you haven't seen what's happening recently. You're quoting cases of the cases that I worked on those days when I was in the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, when I'm sure 3 days ago there was somebody insulting another one based on the tribal mechanism. So, Chair, I would request, I'm not a member of this committee, but they need to know it is these little so-called entertaining issues around ethnicity that can actually drive this country into a war, and they need to take their role seriously. I don't buy the resources bit fast. We need to use the little we have and the little we can do to fast influence that policy in order for us to get where we want to go.
I just wanted your contribution also on this. Is there a way, if the ODPP doesn't prosecute politicians, is there a way that private prosecution can be instituted by the organization, or even a civil case against that person? Is there? They have lawyers, of course, and they have donors. Is that not possible, Madam?
It is possible, and I wish to say institutions like Katiba Institute have actually worked better than Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, sorry to say. Civil society leading the way in trying to see how do we implement these principles in the Constitution. We have enough resource, the 4 of you, KHRC, Katiba Institute, the Law Society of Kenya. If you sat together and objectively looked at these principles and actually pursued them, in my view, you cannot say you are so helpless in the face of the ODPP. Of course, the ODPP should be written to, be given this to respond to these issues as an institution. But bottom line is, you cannot come and tell Kenyans, we are going to get 2 tribes going at each other, and the reason is because there was no this policy. The policy did not say A, it said B.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam Chair, what is your response on that one? Your response?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think we've noted a lot of the recommendations that have come from the Senator. Allow us to
talk about private prosecution also. What is your take on that one?
We appreciate that we have partners such as Katiba Institute, and we must state that Katiba Institute is one of our best partners. We work together. When it comes to private prosecution, we cannot say as a commission we have exploited that. We have not exploited, but we also want to respect also that we have a legislation that provides for the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. It's an independent office. So whenever we are aggrieved by a decision from his side, we want to find a better way as opposed to, trying to take up or usurping.
Do you have examples of those better ways?
Better ways is we can do an advisory and in the to him.
But you haven't done it. You've just
intend-
blamed him
we
here. So in cases where you blamed him,
we intend to do
what
that.
did you do?
We intend to do that now that we have seen that it's
After we
very
start
important.
fighting each other and the country is no more.
We intend to write advisories to the Director of Public Prosecution so that he can understand. We want to work better with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution with the intent of ensuring fundamental human rights are protected in the country. And what you have said is a clear call for us as a commission. On private prosecution.
You are faulting the ODPP, and then legally you have an option, and you are telling us you don't want to take that option.
Actually, the chair asks,
Yes.
is there opportunity for private prosecution? Say yes or no. And if there is, why has it not been? If you're frustrated by the ODPP, why has that not been an option in these particular matters?
It is an option. We will exploit that.
Better now. Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chair and your team. Let me allow you. I want to allow you to leave now because I want to deal with the NCIC. And Madam, I think you want to leave also. Is that so? Oh, thank you very much. So,
Chair, as they leave,
yes.
I just want to tell them thanks for your submission. I will be so hard on you because I also take responsibility, having been one of the first commissioners in that institution. It is my responsibility to be hard on you to ensure that you deliver as the Kenyans expect of you.
Madam Consolata, you want to say something under 1 minute, please?
Chair, just an input to what Senator Muma has.
Excuse me, let me pick the senators who are online. Senator, 1 minute, please.
Yes, Chair.
Senator Montet, you want to say something?
Yes, Chair. Chair, I think that is a very important discussion that Senator Muma has had with the Commission. Maybe what I could add is if they could identify any legislative gaps which maybe can be dealt with.
Thank you. Thank you. We've discussed that one. You can liaise with our legal officer. Any other question? Senator Montet? Thank you very much, Senator Consul. Yes?
You heard me?
Thank you. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, Senator Consolata.
Thank you, Chair. She almost made me forget my point, but my pointer was on funds. I don't know if the Commission maybe has a problem with the funding that could be a major hindrance to implement these acts. I want to request that you up your game, because looking at our 4 dates, the future, whatever is looming is actually not very okay. There is a lot of bigotry, there is a lot of ethnocentrism, and we need to nip it in the bud before it gets out of order. It's an early warning sign. Looking at even the upcoming by-elections, there is a problem. Organization is real. So please up your game. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Consolata. Let me also take the opportunity on behalf of our members and the Senate and myself to thank you very much for being here today. And I want to emphasize on the issue of amendments of the law. Please liaise with our secretariat. We are going to help you. The problem of funds you've mentioned here is, we know, NCIC also have similar problems. And sometimes you are having issues with the government, then they will give you some problems. And you need to tell us how to get out of that issue also. Let's say, for example, the politicians who are talking issue, they were having that language, are mainly government who are aligned to the government. And it is very difficult to prosecute them. And I will ask the organization to look at private prosecution or even civil cases. You'll get funding. Having said that, I want you and other organizations like NCIC to sit down together, and GEG also, sit down and discover discussion on how to solve this problem. It's a very, very serious problem. We've seen politicians calling some people, even Rayas, calling them very bad languages, speaking some nonsense. So if you can bring your heads together, I know you're going to solve a lot of problems. On our part, as MPs, we are going to help you and see how we can. The issue of funding, of course, you are aware, it's being passed by National Assembly. But what we can do is just do a proposal on laws amendment. We can start from the Senate and then it goes to National Assembly. So thank you again for being here today. We've told you to send us more documentation for Thursday, and any other assistance you may require, please, you can write to us. Asanteni sana. Yes, Madam.
But Chair, allow me to throw another suggestion to the Chair. The Chair is very brand new in Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, and maybe you might diffuse the discussion of the ethnic hatred by delving more in analyzing development in Kenya to determine whether it is equitable. If that became open, some of the ethnic discussions, one, will be demystified. Two, it will be the tool that will get government to start deploying development equitably. And maybe the day we get a government properly deploying development equitably, the need to throw stones at each other based on tribal issues might diminish, because government exists to do nothing else but to do development. Has Kenya National Commission on Human Rights ever given itself the responsibility of analyzing the national budget, the county budgets, to see whether they are being deployed in an equitable manner?
Yes, Madam, you can answer that question.
Thank you very much.
Very, very important question.
Very important. And as Senator has mentioned, this is actually my first month in office. But as part of my vision, I'm looking at demystifying these three arms of peace and security, development, and human rights, because I think people have addressed these things as separate. Yet, in my previous job, I've done that analysis to identify that really we cannot get sustainable development if we do not address issues of peace, security, cohesion, and human rights.
I think that answer is sufficient, Madam. So I think you need to consult with Senator Muma. She is highly experienced. She will assist you in issues that you might be needing help. Asante sana. Let me take this opportunity, as you are going to leave now. If we need anything from you, we'll write to you. Secretariat is aware. And on the NCIC, I'm being told that the commissioners must come with the chair, even if they leave. As a committee, we can write to them And if they refuse to come, we can summon them and fine them a fine of 500,000 shillings. And we want them to be here on Thursday. We'll write to them. If you will pass that message that we need them here. They are, Parliament can ask anyone to come before its committee. So thank you very much, Madam. Asante sana. You go well. We have tea out there. Please, before you leave, in your chai kidogo na mandazi we have out there, being paid by the people of Kenya. Asante sana. Mwende salam.
If we are waiting for commissioners, why are we listening to, or it's on something else, not on mine?
It is a very important question you've asked.
Yeah.
We want to discuss the issue of 20 people employed by Commissioner. The CEO is here.
So I can leave and also have a cup of tea?
No, please don't. Please. A few minutes. Because on the issue you've raised, we're asking the commissioners to come before the committee on Thursday. And we are going to write to them. We will need the chairman and a few commissioners.
Honorable Chair,
yes.
I beg to inform you that the letter that was sent to us to appear this morning, honorable members and chair, was to the CEO only, not the commissioners. So that's why, yeah.
Thank you. I think that is fine. We are going to do a letter today. And we need the commissioners to come before this committee. So having said that, if you can now take us through your folder, a big folder here. You remember you are before this committee last week, if I'm not wrong.
Honorable Chair. Okay, thank you, Chair. And prepared responses to all the questions that you had asked me, but that one was the question of the 20 persons was more of question that was asked as we left the meeting last time we appeared here, and it is the last annex in my presentation is the last annex after the act. It is the last.
No, the documents are not
Yes, sir.
generated.
After the guidelines, there's a blue page that shows the guidelines on the disinformation, misinformation, and hate speech on digital platforms in Kenya.
There are many blue pages here.
Yeah, the last one, the last one, almost the last pages of the presentation. Yeah. After that is where, after some 5 pages is where I start with the list of the officers who are appointed.
Yeah.
Yes, a list. Yes.
List of candidates appointed.
Yes.
Is that the list?
Yes, that list.
Okay.
Then from there.
So our questions were.
Yeah.
For advertisement. Can you start from there?
Yeah, this one, Chair, was a resolution of the commission, of the commissioners, where the CEO I sit as the secretary to the commission. They resolved to do a resolution of the commission to employ 20 persons to address the shortfall of region officers. Earlier on in 2020, 2021, they undersought funds from Treasury to employ additional persons to man the region offices that they had created. And in one of the responses of the Treasury, they were told to disaggregate or to stagger the appointments as funds would become available. So now, when it came to my time and I entered office on 1st April this year, that agenda came up, and then they passed a resolution that they would engage the 20 persons, and the manner of. Okay.
And they share the minutes. Where is the resolution? You know, that is the basis on which you're employing, and you've not attached it.
You have the minutes, Panasio?
Honorable Chair and members, I think I've not carried the minutes, but we can avail them.
Okay.
Avail the minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
How soon?
Even today, Chair.
Thank you.
Even today.
Kindly proceed.
Yes. So on the basis of that, applications were solicited. People, of course, would keep dropping their applications for various positions in the commission, and from the applications that were received, there was a committee that was formed in-house to interview the people or the officers who had expressed.
Say that again, please.
Just repeat the procedure very carefully. So there is a resolution of the commission.
Yes.
After the resolution, what was the next procedure?
After the resolution of the commission, honorable members, says that applications were made. Various people, various persons.
How were they applications made?
You know what the law says, so take us through, Solon.
Yeah, honorable members and chair, after the resolution was made, it was resolved also that applications that had been made, people were making various applications as they do in various government organizations, even without the advert. So it was decided that out of the...
Which law are you quoting by people just sending their applications without normal procedure being followed? Which law are you quoting?
I can say, Chair and members, that for sure what was happening was that there was no clear advert. What was there is that people had dropped applications for various positions even before this resolution was made. So
how did they know that there are positions in order for them to drop application for positions?
Honor members, I think what was made is that
they made. You are before the parliamentary committee.
Yes.
The Kenyans are watching. This is the media. Please answer the question from Senator Moon. Is there any advertisement?
Honorable Chair, Honorable Senator, there was no application. There was no advertisement.
What does the law say? Can you quote, if you know? If not, then our legal officer here can help you.
And Chair, whom were the applications being sent to?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think what was happening is that there was that application, but since I have my HR person here, I carried her on. She could send the right, but I know for sure that in the normal practice...
The issue is, was there any advertisement? If yes, say yes. If no, say no. Question is yes or no. The answer we need is yes or no.
Honorable Senator, Honorable Chair, there was no advertisement.
And what does the law say?
And I was saying now that according to what
Sorry, Bonasio, what does the law say?
What the law says is that in such instances, you must...
you are HR person here?
Yes, yes.
Can you delegate that question to HR person?
Yes, I was delegating, Honorable Chair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madam HR?
Caro.
Thank you, Chair. The law says that we should make the advertisements so that the positions are made available to Kenyans.
Advertisement in what form? How do you advertise? It is indicated in the law. How do you normally advertise?
through the media, social media platforms, and our website, and through the newspapers that have access to a large number of Kenyans.
The law, please, if you know. If you don't know of it, I can refer you to our legal officer is not here. Okay. And you are a HR person, right? Madam,
Yes, I am.
can you quote what part of the law that says that you have to advertise? In what form?
Chair, I don't know the specific wording of the law. My pardon on that. But I know that you should make it available on 2 newspapers with wide circulation.
Chair,
It-
maybe what we do is ask her then how she made it available.
Yes. So it is supposed to be in what type of newspaper?
2 newspapers with a wide circulation. Okay.
Good. Did you do that?
No, that was
Banasio, can you answer that question?
No, we didn't do that. Of course, that the CEO was following the resolutions of the commission, and I gave the HR now, who also, of course, was following what the CEO had given from the resolutions of the commission.
CEO, who is the accounting officer for NCIC?
Honorable Senator, the CEO is the accounting officer.
Are you aware you are subject to all the laws in the country?
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Are you aware that the commission is also subject to those laws?
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Now, did you advise the commission before they made a resolution? Because you are the secretary to the commission, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you give them advice on the required procedure around that employment?
Yes, I did give.
Is that advice in your minutes?
It is, yeah.
And when they made a resolution that is clearly against the law, did you indicate to them that that resolution may not be implementable in accordance with the law?
Yes, Honorable Senator, and my team can attest to that. What we did once we made that that advisory, they insisted that NCSC is a independent commission which can do its own programs and activities. And from that, we had along back and forth until we wrote to the Public Service Commission on the issues of even the structure and the hiring and the related things.
Are you aware you are also the technical advisor, the chief technical advisor to that commission?
Yes, Honorable.
And you proceeded to implement something that you know is not provided for in law.
What happened, Honorable Senator, is that they even attempted to review the performance of the CEO in the months he had stayed, because they said maybe the CEO is not implementing their.
Are you trying to exonerate yourself to say that you are clean?
Of course, Honorable Senator, I cannot be clean because I'm part of the process. But what I'm saying is that being a new CEO, then there were a lot of, it's stamping of the foot of the honorable commissioners that the CEO must do the.
Chair, I'm suggesting we go to the HR.
Chair,
Yes, Madam Consolata.
maybe the CEO can provide to us a written document or recordings of whoever is terming. They insisted that the commission is autonomous.
Please note it down. Yes.
And then 2, I want to know if
let him note. Can someone help him, please?
I would like to know if the commission has a legal officer or a legal person.
Yes, you have a legal person here today.
Yes, in fact, I'm sitting next to him.
You're sitting next to him.
Yes.
So any question for the legal person?
Allow the legal person to shed more light on that.
When a legal person, you know the law very well. You can even quote that law that says that you must advertise in 2 newspapers. Tell us that story and tell us if this employment is illegal or legal.
Thank you, Chair. The Legal Services Department provides advice when advice is sought. And in matters, this recruitment that is in question, we were not consulted. However, in the process, I think this happened hardly a few months ago, and would have picked it up during our routine legal audit of happenings that might have gone through without the board consulting through the office of the CEO. But be it as it may be, the way institutions are managed, the technical officers have the responsibility to offer expertise or legal experts advice depending on their training. In terms of this recruitment, once the resolution was passed, it was handed over to the HR through the Director Corporate Services so that they are able to guide the CEO through the recruitment process, including highlighting the legal requirements in terms of if it is an advertisement, it should have gone to 3 newspapers of daily with a nationwide circulation. So that expert advice should have come from the HR office.
Chair, let me interrupt. Huh?
Yes.
You are telling us what should have happened. You are in that institution. You are the head of legal?
Yes, I head the legal department.
Who prepared the contracts for the employees?
For this 20, I was not engaged in preparation.
So the legal department was not involved in preparing the agreements at all?
No, not at all.
And the legal department, you don't sit in the commissions?
No, we don't sit in the commission.
And the legal advice was never sought on to guide the commission on the issue?
It was never sought.
So you should just tell us that. And then once you realized that what has happened, has the legal department issued any opinion to the commission on that process?
Not yet. In fact, as I'm saying.
No, not. We are saying not yet because we have called you here.
Yes. Not.
When did you know that there were new people had been employed without procedure?
We were yet to do our quarterly legal audit.
Just answer my question. When did you know that people had been employed outside of the procedure?
Actually, it had not even come to my attention that we have new staff.
So you don't know as we are speaking. You learned in this room.
Yes.
Okay.
Chair, and they work in the same agency. There's a problem.
Yes. So yes, I understand there is. Senator Siengo.
My question, please.
Yes, please.
The chair. Since it is unfortunate that
Senator Montet. Senator Montet. Sorry. Proceed.
yes, chair. Then I'm wondering that if he was not aware, and yet the question was put to them, then what is he submitting to the committee? On record.
Senator Beth, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair, and our guests. Good afternoon. I am Senator Beth Sengo from Kitui County, a member of the committee. Thank you. I'm following online.
Wanasiyo, you have 22 names here, not 20.
Yes, from the list, yes.
So the commissioners wanted to employ 20, and then you added another 2 from somewhere. Can you explain the committee what that happened?
Yeah, Honorable Chairman, let me first of all retract or properly put my area statement. The names of the people who finally found themselves in this list had been drawn from a pool of applicants who had made applications for the area interviews.
Now, is 22 and 20.
Yeah.
So the commissioners approved 20, but the names we have here is 22. What happened?
The Honorable Chair, the same commissioners, the same commission moved the list or changed the list from the 2022. And I was trying to say, Chair, if you could give me 1 minute.
Yes, please. Proceed.
These names were from a pool of applicants who had made applications in the area adverts that were made by the commission even before the CEO came. There had been some applications, some adverts that were made earlier because in the year 2020, the year 2021.
CEO, this is a very serious matter. Don't take it lightly. You are saying there are names already there. The question is this. You told the committee that the approval you got were of 20 persons. Now we have 22 here. So where is the 2? How did you get the 2? Is it they sat again and added 2 people, or they added verbally?
Honorable Chair, we sat again, and then the names were, of course, under.
Do you have the evidence also after they've sat for the 2 more?
Yes.
You can provide that.
You can provide that.
So my question...
Chair, just for the record, you are going to provide minutes of the 2 different meetings, the one that decided on the 20 and the one that decided on you add 2.
Yes, Honorable Senator.
Can you tell this committee your responsibility on how you manage the issue of employment, parastatals, and also universities? What is your responsibility there? What are you auditing? What are you doing? What is the responsibility, Kenyans, on the audit issue? What are you checking?
Honorable Chair, as NCIC, the law allows us to do ethnic and diversity audits of all government ministries, department, agencies, including parastatals and universities.
Look at how they advertise also, right?
Yes.
And in this case, you do the audit for others, but you cannot manage your own.
Honorable Chair, I think we've been managing our own very well. Even in the audit that we released last Thursday of universities and parastatals, we had an annex of the ethnic composition of officers at NCIC. So we also comply with the law. But my
Chair,
legal advisor,
can the CEO take us seriously? We are discussing a flawed procedure in NCIC, and you are diverting this issue.
I think we can put you on note now. Want to see you?
Yeah, I think he's imagining this is a joke. Huh?
My question is very clear.
Mhm.
You do audits, right?
Yes.
And you released, I think, on Thursday last week.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you mention the irregularity we have here in your audit, in your institution?
Honorable Chair, we didn't mention that in the Thursday report that we released, because that was for universities and parastatals.
You confirmed before this
So
committee.
if it was for universities and parastatals, how did you release the NCIC one? You've just told us you released the NCIC one and you scored well on ethnic.
The NCIC one, Honorable Senator, was an annex. That's to show how we are also trying to comply with the law on the ethnic composition of in employment opportunities.
Any senator, any senator online? Senators online? Any question for the CEO? Okay, Madam.
Chair, I think we are belaboring a lot on this question. Maybe we could allow the CEO to step out shortly and recollect himself to come and give us concrete responses to this. To me, I'm seeing him taking it casually with us.
Okay. First, before we do that, I want to this CEO to agree with me that in your statement, as you've put it, it is like the commissioners literally forced you to employ irregularly. Is that correct?
And the circumstances, yes, because there was a need to comply the resolutions of the commission. But Chair, I'm asking to be given more time to put the proper, this was an annex. It was not really an answer, a substantive question. It was asked in the letter that Honorable Catherine Moma had sent to us.
No. Well, don't talk about the issue of Catherine Moma. We are going to have the commissioners before this committee to explain. But would you also agree with me that you have employees in your institution illegally employed? Yes or no?
Honorable Chair, that one, I beg to be given protection by yourself and the commissioners, the honorable senators. But since I was a new CEO and there were many issues that we were trying to ensure they are in the line with law, but I've been given time, finally, I beseech, to be able to put these things into the proper perspective.
You
I'm
are,
taking
you
the
are
honorable
avoiding,
members'
you are
comments
avoiding
seriously.
my question, Banasiyo.
Chair, can I suggest something?
Yes, please.
Can the 2 sets of minutes be submitted before end of today to avoid any doctoring of the minutes?
Yes,
Because this is now a serious issue that requires that, in fact, the committee, I would suggest, Chair, the committee must investigate this issue.
not only
We
the committee,
probably
we need to write to EACC
maybe
today
to move in, yeah.
also move in and investigate this matter.
Yeah.
This is a very, very serious matter. And the responsibility will go to the accounting officer, of course. The commissioners are not taking responsibility, I think, but they're going to come before this committee. And this is a serious matter. You are the institutions who are mandated. Audit, not yourselves plus other institutions. And you are here today and telling this committee that you've employed 22 persons who are now working there illegally. And as a committee, we need to make a resolution. My question was very simple. Do you agree with me that you've employed, the commission or yourself, the institution employed 22 persons? And if I can, Madam Muma, if you look at the names, I don't know if you have them there, it represents the commission. If you look at the diversity, it is represents, I'm sorry to say, the CEOs, I have seen one person there, but the rest represent the commission. Because they were leaving, they decided to employ people illegally, dump them there and leave. As a committee, we are going to ask way forward. But I want to ask you, will you agree with me that these people, as you've said in your statement, that these people are there illegally as we speak?
Honorable Chair, the legality might have come as a result of doing the resolution.
The question is,
Yeah.
we have, you stated very clearly that you've been pushed by the commissioners, and you've said very clearly that you've not advertised in a normal process, which is very legal. We don't want to blame your HR because you're the CEO. That's why we're asking these questions. And my question is, based on what you've told the committee, do you agree with me that those 22 employees working there, they were employed illegally? No.
No, Chair. I wanted you to humbly allow me to explain a bit, because this was a resolution of a commission that was taken as a very independent. Yeah.
You need to be honest with the committee and even Kenyans. My question is, CEO.
Honorable Chair. Yes.
So my question is very simple. I am asking question based on the statement you've given the committee, and it is unanswered. You've not advertised. Montet is online 1 minute. Senator Montet?
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
Chair,
Yes, madam.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Chair. I have a suggestion that we need to put the witness on oath.
Accordingly, when you are on oath, there are, yes.
Chair,
Yes.
will it be in order if I request that we declare that list null and void?
Yes,
so that the EACC can swing in action and interrogate.
And yes, we are going to make that decision. Bonosillo, the question is for yes or no. And you don't need to worry about it is your statement. I'm asking issues based on the statement you've given to the committee.
I said, Honorable Chair, that based on what now you've told us and what you have, your honorable members have said, it could be a no, or it could be a yes, that it was a nullity. But I would like to beseech the honorable members.
No. It is a yes, and that is fine. The issue of the commissioners also are going to come here to explain. And I want to be honest with you, Madam Muma is a lawyer. And she's lenient with you. if she was not today, I think you're lucky she's not in any normal.
Chair, I wanted to ask, let's go back to HR. So these are people did you interview these people? HR, were they interviewed?
Yes, I went ahead and I formed a committee for interview.
How many people had applied?
That is a long list.
Yes.
From your, did you say 2020 or 2021?
The number.
The CEO actually made reference to those who applied in 2021 or 2020. You are unanswered.
Honorable Member, Senator, and they said in the year 2020 and the year 2021, the Commission had requested Treasury to allow them to recruit additional staff.
So no, but you talked about people who had applied. These 22 are from people who had applied. When did these people apply? Which year?
Honorable Senator, I think now HR will answer because they are.
Madam HR, can you answer that question?
When did these people apply?
Thank you. What we did, we went to the applications that the Commission usually receives, the blind applications that Kenyans drop, and some of them were previous interns. We had around, I think, 40 applications, and then there was a committee for interview, and then the results of the interviews were tabled to the Commission.
So you had 40 applicants.
The exact number is around 40, but I need to confirm the exact.
Can we get the names of the 40 applicants and when they applied? And please don't doctor. Do they apply soft or do they come and physically present in your offices?
They were hard copies.
What is the NCIC procedure for applications?
We are required to.
You normally require people to walk from Kakamega, to come from Kakamega and bring the things physically, to come from Wajir and bring the things physically? Come from Mandera and bring, I can see you recruited from Mandera. So they physically brought the applications and gave them to you in the office?
They dropped the applications at the reception and they went to the CEO.
I've asked about the NCIC procedure for employment. Do you usually require people to physically come and drop the application?
No. The procedure for recruitment involves that once the Commission approves for advertisement, we advertise in our website and then we receive applications through our online application portal.
So do your interns apply through those portals? Or in this instance, they applied physically?
When we advertise, everyone is open to apply through the online portal, but in this case, there were physical applications.
Strangely, all your applicants for these ones brought them physically.
Yes.
I guess you'll be able to give us the dates. Remember, you just told us you picked from the ones who had applied throughout.
Yes, we have.
These particular ones, you only picked the applications of the ones who submitted physically?
We considered applications that we had received from January up to that time when we were doing the recruitment.
January 2025.
Yes.
So basically, the 2020 applicants were not considered as we had been told earlier.
Unless they had reapplied again.
I don't know. You're the one who knows. You're telling me unless.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you're the one who was processing the applicants.
The applications were, the decision of the Commission was that we consider applications we had received in the previous 6 months.
Yes.
Which was from January up to the date when the recruitment was starting.
And all your applications from January 2025 came physically. They did not come through the portal.
No, we had not made any advert on the portal. So the applications didn't come through the portal.
So they all came physically?
Yes.
And they were so lucky to have just chanced on bringing applications to NCIC physically and then they get employed.
What usually happens is that there are some candidates who drop what you call like blind applications over the years.
That's what I'm saying. No, over the years, and it's 2025. Did you include over the years, or you just told me you started January 2025?
We started in January for this one.
So we will get to know how many blind applications were dropped in 2025.
From January up to the time of recruitment, yes.
And none of this, you are the commission that checks balance. Not one person with a disability in Kenya qualified to drop their application physically to be considered among the 22.
I think in the list there is a list of a long list. Check.
So let me ask
None was
our
employed.
legal officer, can you kindly please tell us what the law says on the issue of advertisement and employment?
Honorable Chair, under Section 37 of the Public Service Commission Act, 37(1), it provides where a vacancy in public office is to be filled, the commission or authorized officer shall invite applications for by advertising the vacancy in the commission's website, at least one daily newspaper of nationwide coverage, the radio, and other modes of communication, so as to reach as wide a population of potential applicants as possible.
Now, Madam HR, you are HR person there. I know you went to school to learn. You are being taught even what the law says, of course. So what procedure did you follow to employ 22 employees in the institution?
Thank you, Chair.
That's the law.
Thank you, Chair. Once the commission met and the CEO called me with a commission resolution, I went ahead and started the recruitment process.
You started the recruitment process knowing very well it is illegal, right?
We had the directive from the commission.
No.
Chair, can we begin with, does NCIC have a HR policy?
Yes, it does.
What does the HR policy say about recruitment?
That we should advertise as per what is stated in the law.
Who is the custodian of that policy?
I am HR.
Do we have in the minutes of the, because this was an HR issue discussed in the commission, do we have your advice on record? Or you did not even attend that meeting? From what you're saying is you just were handed a resolution and you moved with the resolution.
Once the matter came to the HR committee, it was not deliberated on, and it was agreed that it is taken to the full commission. So in the HR minute, what's noted there is that the matter should be forwarded to the full commission for deliberation.
How did the matter come into the HR committee? What was being discussed?
There was the authority to recruit from the National Treasury that we needed to recruit for the regional offices, and the authority to recruit was expiring in June. So the matter was that we need to recruit to operationalize the regional offices.
What month was that when you were discussing the authority to recruit? Can you share the minutes of the HR committee of the commission?
Yes, I
that
Kindly note down those questions.
Yes.
He's asking about the minutes. Do you have it?
Yes, you have.
When can you bring them?
By the end of the day today.
So yes. Are you done with the questions?
Because what we want to find out is what was the conversation or discussion in that committee. So did the committee recommend recruiting through a resolution?
The HR committee, the matter, because there was the issue of advertising and it was not concluded. So it was, I assume it was deliberated that it's forwarded to the.
What did the minute from the HR committee, because the way commissions or boards work, committees meet, make decisions, forward committee decisions to the main commission. The commission either ratifies or does not ratify. So what recommendation did your committee, and you're the secretary, I believe, to the HR committee? Who's the secretary to the HR committee? It's still the CEO, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you are the expert for purposes of that committee. Do you attend those meetings?
Yes.
Yes. So what was the conversation in that committee? What did you recommend to the main commission?
After the discussions in the HR committee, the deliberation finally was that the whole matters should be forwarded to the full commission for their deliberation.
What was your advice as HR person? What did you advise them?
We were supposed to advertise.
Did you tell them that we should advertise? We should follow the procedure.
Yes.
Did you tell them?
Yes.
Is it in writing?
It was a discussion. I doubt if it is in writing, but eventually it was agreed that that decision will be made by the full
But madam, you are contravening the law. You know it. You know there is something that is not going on well. There is a problem. Why didn't you write them and say, look, these are the procedures we're supposed to follow? Because you're a HR person, right? Did you do that? Do you have it in writing? You are the custodian, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you do that?
Are you also aware that the Constitution provides that officers who actually cost the taxpayer through their negligence should actually be surcharged personally? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware.
But you did not put anything on record. You're saying the committee abandoned the and said let it be discussed at the commission. Is that what I would want to see that minute to see how it looked?
The aftermath of that discussion, after the deliberation that we need to advertise on this, it could not be agreed at the HR committee. That is why they decided that this matter will not be deliberated at this level. It is a full commission.
And then it was discussed in the commission, and the commission made an illegal resolution contradicting the policy you are supposed to implement.
Yes.
And you proceeded to implement, and you're the technical advisor on matters HR. Were you hoping that you will run away on the basis that the resolution was made from the commission?
No.
And you did not do anything about that for yourself, if not for anything else, just to cover yourself. Did you do anything about that?
Yes,
yeah?
Minute. Are you okay? Senator.
Chair, there is something that I did not understand. I just wanted to know from the HR whether this recruitment was internal or external.
Can you answer that question, please?
Yes, thank you. We received applications from both the internal staff, who are mostly interns, and external people who usually drop applications. So that is the list that we considered.
How was it internal if you did not circulate it in the national circulation or newspaper or something?
That question has already been asked. And yes, it was not advertised. I'm saying, when Kamau, you've just walked in, we've passed that stage now. It is very serious. We'll brief you. So, Madam HR, Senator Muma here is a lawyer, and she says you'll be surcharged. Are you ready to pay that money back to people of Kenya? Because you've employed people illegally. Again, if somebody has qualifications, and is in Marsabit, is in Turkana, Rotwa, is in Lamu, and a young man who is qualified, and he wanted to at least seek for a job, and he didn't get that opportunity. If I say you are the one who has misled the committee, the commission, to employ your own friends, will I be wrong? You denied opportunity to other Kenyans who had, in fact, who are looking for jobs. Will I be wrong?
Chair, remember my advisory was a verbal. What I didn't have is a written advisory. I advised my.
If it is not written, so verbal will help you in any way, isn't it? You have the money to pay, right?
No. Yes.
But having advised, and then they went against your advice, you did not see the need to protest in writing. You did not see the need to advise the chair of the commission that during the HR committee meeting, I advised as follows. The resolution made by the commission is a resolution that violates the law. I am requesting that you rethink that resolution. Did you do anything like that?
What I can avail is the very first time maybe we started recruiting, when I had said that we advertise. I can avail that.
So if given an opportunity,
Yes.
because you know and agree this is an illegal employment, are you ready to now start the process afresh advertise in a normal process and start employing.
Yes, I'm willing to correct that.
How soon are you going to do that?
Immediately, I'm guided by the CEO.
You are not guided by the CEO, you're guided by the law.
Okay, immediately the recruitment is approved to proceed with the recruitment.
Do you realize you first have to cancel contracts with the consequences?
Yes.
Chair, maybe we leave it at that until they brief the documents. I think it's just getting worse. Huh?
I wanted to ask the CEO. You've talked about getting approval from the Treasury. Do you have approval for the 22 employees? And do you have the money to pay them? Because I've been to your commission. Remember when we went to Luangalani, we wanted your commission to accompany us, but you didn't have funds. And I know people from Marsabit who engaged in business. There is a payment you've not paid up to today. A lady asked me to ask you for a payment about 600,000 shillings. If you cannot afford to pay 600,000 shillings, if you cannot afford to accompany a committee like ours, Luangalani in Kenya, where did you get the money to employ 22? Again, the office you've been before, you left that office, you came to the new office. You invested a lot of money in that office. And by the way, I want us, not now, but I'll ask the committee, right, to tell us how much money you spent, what were you paying as rent in the previous office? That is KMU, if I'm not wrong. KMA, yes, KMA. What were you paying? And renovation for the new place, how much did you pay? And what rent are you paying in the new premises? Muma, you'll be surprised.
Chair, actually, just for the record, they told us that Treasury had given them a deadline within which to employ.
Yes.
Does that mean you had the budget line for employing the 22?
That's a question I was asking.
You are going to provide us with the Treasury clearance, because it seems like you were in conversation with the Treasury and you are given permissions to employ.
Public Service
When
Commission.
were you given the permissions to employ by Treasury?
So you see, Bwana CEO, can you answer that question?
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. It is indeed true that we had the approval from the Treasury to recruit, because when the commissioners came, the third set of commissioners were expiring.
Just say when you had the
2021. 2020, that was to run for 3 years. 2020, 2021, 2022, up to 2025, 5 June.
Do you have current?
Okay, now just wait. You had approval for 3 years.
The approval was to be staggered because of our limited finances. We had to stagger the appointments. Remember, we have an establishment of 189, but now because of finances, we are operating at 129, 130, like that, because of the finances. So
I would want to understand the permission, because you actually invoked Treasury's permission. So Treasury had given you permission to employ by June.
Yeah, and the Honorable Senator, I think I can give Director Corporate Services, who was the acting CEO then, yeah, of course, to elaborate more of what I've said, if you allow me.
Director Corporate Service. You've been acting that time, right?
Correct.
Okay.
My name is Harrison Kariuki. I'm the Director of Corporate Services at NCC. Chair, we had around 2000, but I'm not sure the exact date. We had the organizational structure for NCC approved to include the regional offices. After that, we sought Treasury to provide the finances so that we can operationalize the regional offices. Following the request, which we did through the Ministry of Interior, the Treasury, we got an approval to do recruitment phased in 3 years. but to be rationalized within the budget.
Please make reference to dates. When did the approval come, and what are the three?
I don't think he has it offered, but you can provide.
The year, yes.
We can provide those dates, but we sought and engaged the treasury in the year financial year.
Bwana Kariuki, the issue is you've employed 22 people now in your budget, in your current budget. Did you receive any money from treasury to employ the 22 person?
Chair, we have not received the extra money for.
So are the commissioners going to pay?
But apart from that, Chair,
yes.
I want him to answer this. The HR officer says they had to recruit by June because of what Treasury had told them. I want you to make reference to that.
You have that letter.
That there was urgency. So I think it is they're trying to say therefore we couldn't advertise because we had to employ by June.
Because the commissioners were leaving before they leave. If you look at the list.
No, let's hear what they say. Let them explain what they say.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Making reference to Senator's question. First, we had an approval to recruit in 3 years, which were ending the financial year 2024-25. That is 30th June 2025. Your second question is whether we had the finances. First, before I respond, I want...
And you had permission to recruit how many people?
The permission was to recruit within the organization structure, which has 189 staff. At that point, we had the 120.
Permission.
So does the 22 bring you to 189?
No. So through chair, no, it is doesn't bring us to the full figure.
Permission from who?
Treasury, we had from public service the new structure that has 189 staff. Secondly, permission from National Treasury to commit funds for recruitment to be rationalized within the budget we receive. We are not receiving extra funds.
So in your budget, do you have you are supposed to employ you employ 22? Do you have that money in your budget?
Chair, we have been able to rationalize within the budget. We have resources to pay the 22 people. That's why we could not fill the full structure at that time, because I think we have extra about 40 or more.
Have you set aside money in the budget for creating 22 positions in the budget? Or you cannot answer that question?
Chair, I'm not able to answer.
2024-2025 budget, CEO. I think let the CEO answer.
Yes.
Have you factored the salaries and allowances for the 22?
2024, 2025?
2020? It was 2024-2025 that you were, yeah. Did you factor that?
And that's where, when the DCS, Honorable Senator, was acting, that's why I wanted them to delve into that.
But is it in the
CEO
budget?
now, you cannot pass the buck. The question
no,
you don't know your budget?
I know my budget, Honorable Senator.
Does your budget have the salary for the 22?
It was to be rationalized within the budget, but it was not there.
Does your budget have the salary for the 22?
Yes, it had. And
What gave way? Because you're saying Treasury did not give you any money. Have they given you money for those salaries?
What the Honorable Senator, what the Treasury did was to tell us that because they are not going to expand our budget, but they want us to rationalize those appointments within the 3 years, and as our budget will allow.
So the question is, in your budget 2024-2025, forget about rationalization. That's something else. That is an emergency. Do you have that budget? That's the question.
That's why I was begging the Honorable Chair to allow the DCS, the Director.
No. You are the CEO. You are the CEO. You are the person. You are using that budget now to manage that institution. Tell us, do you have in the budget, and we want to see the copy of that budget, that you have 22 people you're going to employ, and that budget is this amount of money?
Yeah, in the current budget, Chair,
which talk 2024,
2025. It was
yes or no, Bwana CEO?
No, as I no.
It is not.
Now, when did the 22 report? HR.
They reported on 1st of May.
They reported on 1st of May. That is the financial year 2024-2025, the one the chair is asking for.
Yes.
Did you, if you did not have a salary factored for them, where did you get the money to pay them for the May and June salaries?
My advice from the director corporate was that that money was there via the 22.
Through chair, may I clarify?
No, excuse me, Bwana. I think at the moment, what we need to do is this. They don't have it in the budget, of course. And their core mandate is the issue of cohesion. If you ask today, NCIC, do they have money to do their cohesion work? And then extra money for salaries. I know they don't. But now,
But Chair, the
yes.
question I'm asking is very important. They need to answer.
Yes, which one
So
is this?
these people that reported 1st May, so they reported within the financial year 2024-2025. They have just clearly told us they did not have budget for the salaries of the 22 in the 2024-2025 budget. So I want to understand where you got the salaries for the 22 for May and June.
Okay, you can answer that question, Bonacillo.
Honorable Senator, Honorable Chair, I think they did not report on May or in May. They reported on 1st September 2025.
So the HR is wrong to tell us that they reported in May.
Honorable Senator, I think
Who is lying to the
Is this the same institution?
she has not said so. I think she's
Madam, you didn't say so. Madam, can you answer that question?
I asked a very specific question. When did these people report?
You know you are under a
The
lot
media
of
is
stress.
here. Maybe somebody should replay that clip.
Honorable Senator, they reported on 1st.
Bonacillo,
Okay.
it is an offense to lie. And the next time you're going to come on Thursday, you're going to go on out, all of you. So, Madam, can you answer that question?
Chair, please, my apologies. I confused the date. They reported on 1st of September. My sincere apologies.
So make it clear that you actually said they reported on 1st of May.
Yes, I said 1st of May and my apologies. 1st of September.
So, similarly, do you have salary set aside? And the madam is asking, where did you get the money from? From the cohesion docket. Where did you get it from?
In other words, what gave way?
Bonacillo.
What gave way? What program gave way?
Definitely.
For us to employ the 22?
Honorable Senators, Honorable Member Chair, is that because of the resolution of the Commission, of course, we have to do adjustments of the budget and also provide for it in the budget.
Just go to the question. So, which adjustments do you make? You no longer are doing this which you are doing. The monies that you had factored for ABCD has now gone to the salaries.
Honorable Chairman and Honorable Senator, what is happening in the budget, and we have been highlighting this, is that we are not funded for programs. We are only funded for salaries.
Please answer the question. Chair, can he answer the question?
Please answer.
I want you to just tell us.
You can
we got the money for salaries from this.
You can delegate that question to anyone.
Honorable Senator, I think I can delegate the question, but what I'm saying is that over the years, since I think 2024,
I don't want you to say what you're saying over the years. I want you to answer my question. For you to pay the 22, since you do not get an extra budget line from Treasury, the following things had to go.
Okay, before we do that, let me ask our legal officer to tell our friends here today what the law says about lying to the committee.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, under Section 27, subsection 3, specifically paragraph G, it provides person commits an offense where the person willfully furnishes Parliament or a committee with information which is false or misleading, or makes a statement before Parliament or committee that is false or misleading.
Can you also, Madam, tell the CEO and these people what the law says about parliamentary committees?
Chair will not. I just want them to be. We are asking a very simple question. I want you to tell me that our budget for tea and mandazi was this. We reduced it by half. We had a budget on playing golf. Sorry, I know you don't have such a budget. It had to go. We had a budget on what? Therefore, and then we consolidated. That's all. I'm asking a very simple question.
Yes.
Because Treasury did not add you.
Don't assist the witness. So before you can answer that question, but also tell this committee approximately how much are you paying quarterly for the rent in your new premises, so that we look at priorities. Are you prioritizing rent or employment for our youth or cohesion?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Senator. Let me answer one question, then allow me to delegate to my DCS.
Start with mine.
Yeah, yours on the rent per quarter, we pay 11.2 million per quarter. Yeah, but allow me to delegate the issue of the budgeting and the approvals to the Director of Corporate Services, who was the acting CEO then.
Yes,
Actually, mine was actually where you are getting the money you're paying the 22.
so
Are you paying them salaries? Chair, it's very important.
Yes, that is it.
Yes, Honorable Senator, we are paying them.
Total of how much? Let's say the 22.
Let me allow the DCS, who is in charge of the budget, also to answer. Allow me.
Karuki, I just wanted to advise you and also warn you. Please, I'm just begging you. Do not lie to this committee, because I know and the committee knows that the responsibility of employing 22 people was taken exclusively by the commissioners. So please tell this committee and Kenyans the truth about what transpired. Please.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Senators. First, I think through Chair and apologies, I think some people in our institution could have answered questions that they are not able to respond to. And Chair, because when I issue mine probably might contradict some of the submissions you received. In terms of the budget, we had a budget of 345 million for salaries for the last previous year. And our payroll for that year, I don't have the exact figure with me here. I've requested that it be sent. It was not, it was below that amount. So Chair, for salaries, 345 million. For 2024, 2025, the last year that ended the 30th June. Our payroll, I don't have the exact figure, but it doesn't exceed that figure. It is below that. So we had a provision for the salaries. And then, Chair, you've asked about Senator, Honorable Senator, you've asked about
the same budget. The budget for 2023-24.
2023, I've not requested, but it was slightly below. It was below that. It could have been. I want to confirm, Chair, but it was below 300 million.
2025, 2026.
It is the same exact amount, 345 million.
Proceed.
Chair, for the 22,
provide us
I request
budgets from 2022 to date, right?
Yes, sir. Okay. I requested to be given time to provide the budgets, provide the payrolls, and the projections for the 22 extra staff that has come in. Yes.
So thank you. I think, Madam, question has been asked.
Yes, I think we can wait to look at those documents.
So let me now suggest that we are going to ask the commissioners individually, write to them, to come before this committee on Thursday. We're going to put them on oath. Let them say if they forced the management to employ the 22 individuals illegally, we'll hear from them. We'll ask the commission and yourselves to come before this committee on Thursday to answer questions on the 22 employees. But I will, as a committee, I will ask the HR person, follow the procedure. I don't want to refer this juncture. I don't want to refer this matter to EACC if we are going to correct them, because the monies, the law is very clear. You need to advertise. You need to have people from all over Kenya who at least have an opportunity to apply, to go through and some interview or shortlisting and those things. The reason why these laws are there is because of what is happening now. Because you want to leave the commission, you bring your people. If we look at this, we know what is happening in Kenya. If you look at this list, I'm told there will be an address by His Excellency the President on Thursday. So we are going to ask them to come tomorrow. Secretariat. This is a very serious issue. That is something now we can deal with. But meanwhile, Madam HR, you know, if you go before EACC, you'll be answering many questions. Because you are the person responsible. You should have written to them and said, look, this is wrong. This shouldn't have happened. But because you are going to correct that issue, please do so to legalize it. You can send the advert, you can employ the people you want to employ. Of course, that's not a big issue, but you go through the process. And this is happening everywhere. You see police officers being employed today. What is going to happen is so many people will come. They can even decide to pick anybody they want, but the process has been followed. So in your case, please follow the process. The process is not something you create. It is there. It is legal. It is something that you need to follow. And once you do that, we are going to ask you again before the committee and give us a long list, a short list, and many other things. So,
Chair, just a little correction of what you've said.
Yes, please.
The process is supposed to be meritocracy, based on merit. So they cannot just pick who they want.
No, what I'm saying.
And I'm suggesting, in fact, if they re-advertise, I'm suggesting persons other than NCIC be given the opportunity to actually do the shortlisting.
I think that's what we are going to recommend also, but you can engage organizations that, I thank you very much, Madam Mama, I agree with you for that correction. So the process, you just write to us, it's by tomorrow, tell this committee that the process, we are going to table our report next week. And we don't want that report to go. The whole house will condemn you. Kenyans will condemn you. Please, I'm asking you again. Write to us and tell us the process you are going to follow now. The commissioners, we are going to write to them individually. We can even write to them after 1 year, even after 6 months. Before I finish what I was saying, I want to ask the HR, madam. Normally, you give them a process where you ask them, you give them 6 months to confirm. So is that process in your documents?
Yes, Chair, I confirm the current staff on probation for 6 months.
What happens because the commissioners are going to leave on 19th? What is going to happen? Are you still going to confirm them, or because the process is illegal, you are going to say, sorry, the process was not right?
We need to correct the process, so I'll see to the CEO and my boss, the director corporate, and find a way forward.
Director corporate, we are expecting letter from you. Please tell us by today, write to us and tell us how you're going to how are you going to go through this process, which is quite illegal.
Thank you, Chair. May I say through my CEO, but I'll advise the CEO.
Thank you very much. I think, Bwana CEO, let me now take this opportunity to thank you very much for coming here today. I know the process is not very smooth today. We normally don't have this kind of engagement in this committee, but I really regret today's proceedings because what has happened at NCIC should not have happened. Because you are the ones who are doing the auditing. How can you audit other people while yourselves, you're not clean? This is shocking. Right? So I'll give you an opportunity. Write to us, please, today. We are going to write a letter right now. And this process, once we get an answer from you, how we are going to deal with it, then we have no problems. We want you to employ the 22. We want you to employ. Fine. And we are happy when you employ. But look at the diversity. The issue where these people are pushing you, please don't accept it. And you have our backing. You have, because these are the people who are not going to answer these questions. You are the ones who are going to answer these questions. You are going to court because of these issues. Why do you want to create problems for yourselves? Tell them, sorry, we cannot do it. I want that letter today. Thank you very much for coming. Sorry for this pressure we put on you. It is not what we wanted. And on the issue of 11 million shillings for 3 months, that is exorbitantly high. I know where your officers were before, very good, decent. How much were you paying? Can you please tell the committee how much you've been paying for the old office?
It was approximately 4.5 million quarterly.
So you see, members, from 4.5 to 11 million shillings. That money can employ how many people? How many young can it employ? But anyway, I think we understand this situation in Kenya. I'm expecting a letter from you. Again, I thank you very much for coming, Asanteni sana. The process is, we are fighting for your children. I know nobody in this people who are here an opportunity to employ their own relatives. I know, and you should have at least. So, but let's follow the normal process of employing, and I'm expecting the HR to send you an advice to you that this is not done well, and this is what should be happening. I want a copy of that letter, a copy of your letter coming to this committee, and we are very serious about it. Even the president is always complaining about young people not engaged. And we want to, if possible, the ages of these employees. And you must cancel those contracts because it's illegal. It's an illegal contract. There is something illegal, it's not acceptable. Santini sana. Having said that, I think you need to take some tea today because the media, I want to also to take this opportunity to thank the media. Please report this issue, that there is a problem. Audit many other organizations who are operating in this country, universities included. Thank you very much for being here today. My members, Asantini sana, members online also, thank you very much. Asantini, Mungu awabariki.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Sorry. Yes. So I think members, having no any other business, the meeting stands adjourned. Asantini sana. Our next meeting will be tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Asantini.